How's it going, everyone? Sethphir here, and welcome back to another Tower of Fantasy video. Today is going to be day 63 in the Ultimate Guide series, and we have a lot of cool and exciting news, including official Tower of Fantasy channels announcing a live stream Vera preview event on October 13th. You're going to want to be sure to be there for that because they're giving out special limited codes. In addition to that, we have the announcement for the winners from the secret art contest. So we were going to be showing some of the community art in this video, and it will be exciting to see. And I'm going to talk about a lot of preparation that you should be doing right now for Vera. This is going to help you stay ahead and get ready for the new content coming up soon. So let's go ahead and dive in and talk about everything right now. The special stream event will be going on October 13th at 4 p.m. EST on official Tower of Fantasy channels. This is going to be on their Twitch, their Twitter, and their YouTube, so be sure to check that out for limited time watch rewards and codes. I will also be streaming this event on Twitch, and I'm going to try to set up a dual stream so I can set on YouTube as well, so you can check me out there, and we are going to be watching it together. You can stop by, share your thoughts. We're going to collect those codes, and we're going to see all of the cool and exciting things that Vera has to offer. And I really like this stream because I think that they're going to announce something that we haven't really seen before, so I'm really hoping to see something fantastic, and I'm hoping that we see like a mount or maybe a cosmetic for that code. Who knows what it'll be, but I'm definitely excited. So the next thing we're going to jump into is going to be the secret art contest winners. We had a lot of entries this time, but I did pick one in particular to be my special winner this round, and it was a picture of Shiro. But this Shiro picture is very sharp, it's very in-depth, and it looks very anime stylistic. This artist is very talented in my opinion, and I think that this looks very similar to Tower of Fantasy art, so I'm looking forward to seeing more. And we also have a lot of other beautiful pictures drawn from people, ranging from doodles to 3D modelings and all kinds of crazy stuff, so you can check these out here, and it has been a blast holding these little events for the communities. If you want to get in on this action, join my Discord. The link is in the description down below, and this is going to be the best place to interact with my community. There's lots of people talking about Tower of Fantasy, creating art around Tower of Fantasy, theory crafting about Tower of Fantasy, and you're going to see pretty much everything there. So it's going to be the place to go if you want to have a nice, good community vibe without some of that nonsense from other areas. Following that, we're going to talk about how you can prepare for Vera. There's a lot of ways that you can prepare for Vera, but I'm going to do a general checklist right now just so you can be pointed in the right direction and have everything covered. And I think the first and most important thing to prepare for Vera is probably going to come from your weapons. I would make sure you have at least one weapon of every elemental type. And this sounds like, you know, a little common sense now, but you're really going to want this going into Vera because a lot of events, a lot of activities for the endgame, and a lot of encounters require a certain type of elemental weapon to do damage, or it will be increased. So it's just going to make your life easier. You can do without perhaps having every single element, but it will just make things a little bit more smooth for you. And of course, they don't have to be limited banner characters. You can definitely do a lot of damage with just the standard characters and the base banner. So if you just go ahead and invest in that, that will help you a lot in the long run. So make sure you have a physical, a lightning, a ice, and a fire weapon ready to go. Once you have your weapons under control, make sure you are keeping an eye out for your gear. I know a lot of people tend to get gear that is useful for them and completely ignore gear that's not within their element, but is not what you should be doing. If you get a piece of frost gear that looks like it invests pretty good, you should probably hold on to that for some sort of event, whether that's sequential or Vera, special specific encounters. You should probably be keeping that so that you can do more damage when you have to equip that type of elemental weapon. So having a rainbow set or variety set like Frost, Volt, Fire, and Fizz will definitely help you a lot going into the future. So I've started that collection already. I have several pieces, and maybe you don't have as many as me. That's totally okay. Whatever you have and you can make do with is going to be fine. But if you see a piece of gear and you're like, wow, this has like, you know, Frost Attack on it, but I don't use Frost Attack, you know, upgrade it 1 star. See if it rolls into Frost Attack. And if it does, it might be something you could invest invest a little bit in towards the future, because like I said, the game is going to start evolving more towards the end game as we see Vera content, so you're going to want to make sure that you do those things. Following the gear, you're going to want to make sure you explore everything on Artificial Island and the first zone, because you probably don't want to be coming back for old stuff when you're in the new Vera content. You're going to want to be pushing forward and exploring new and exciting things, so make sure to do that. And speaking of that, I would also stock up on any food that you need, because it would be a shame if you had to come back for purple yams or the lake bass and you didn't really have a special way to farm it in Vera, but now you have to come back to the old zone just to spend some time to farm that. I would go ahead and stock up and make sure you're good on your elemental boosting food, as well as your enhancement food for your endurance, like the snow lotus soup. Stock up on your honey and all that stuff. Make sure you're prepared and ready to go for Vera. That's going to be very important. And then on top of that, I will also say that the island will be changing a little bit, as we talked about in the Vera. It looks like we're going to 1 spawn per week. So on Monday, it looks like everything's going to reset. And with that is going to come reduced materials, because you're not getting as many elite spawns. So getting everything up towards level 9 is going to be the path to go going forward, because you're going to want to start investing and generating those passive resources so that you can hit all the caps for the exchange store weekly and keep creating your level 9 matrices attempts whenever you get enough resources. In addition to the artificial island buildings, you're also going to want to scout around the artificial island itself for those timed limited gate encounters. If you see those will give you crystal dust and crystal chunks, so you're going to want to make sure you clear out all of those. And finally, the last thing we have to talk about, the chips. We've been saving these for quite a while, the purple and blue chips. Hold on to them, because in Vera 2.0 there will be gacha bonds that will come out. You're going to be able to redeem these and get points for that little gacha, and you're going to get a lot of good things like red summons. You're going to probably get dark crystals. You're going to get copies of Samir Matrix and Huma Matrix, and there's a lot of other good things that you're going to want to aim at, so make sure you're holding on to this currency and cashing it in at the appropriate time. So those are going to be the most important things to help you prepare for Vera. And in addition to that, I would start selecting an elemental type comp if you haven't already. Based on what you have in terms of weapons, I would be like, okay, I'm gonna go for Volt. Volt is gonna be my main, or Ice is gonna be my main. I know a lot of people are undecided right now, but take a look at your weapons and see what you have. See what you happen to roll a lot in, and that might give you a better indicator. And if you are someone who is pulling on limited banners, you can definitely force that to happen by getting some of the characters in the future. But if you are somebody who's free to play, take a look at your standard banner characters and see what seems to be giving you the most. Like, who do you have high stars in? And then on top of that, a really strong character to look forward to in the future would be Lyn. So if you're free to play, I would highly suggest saving your crystals for Lyn and getting at least a 3 on the star level, because that will allow you to power up multiple comps and you will be good across the board, which is going to be very important. So make sure to check that out. So secure your elemental role. That's going to be the first thing. The next thing is going to be to secure your actual tank role, or healer role, or DPS role, whatever role it is that you want to be. I would go ahead and hop in for that, because that's going to be the best place for you to sort of get everything locked in line. I know a lot of people go DPS, but you can also consider going healer as well as tank. There are a lot of encounters in Vera that require both of these and all of these, so DPS won't just be the only option. You will need healers that have special healer weapons and they're specialized in it. You will need tanks that actually can hold aggro by doing good damage while having tank weapons. So make sure that you're investing in these type of characters, and if you aren't one of these roles, at least make sure you have a buddy that is in that role that you are looking for, because that will go a long way to helping you queue for a lot of the special events in the future. Now that we have that covered, I wanted to announce that Vera Orienteering has a few hours left, so make sure you have cleaned out the journey store, including whatever it is that you want to buy. And if you want to pick up these extra daily elemental shard boxes, you can totally do so. I'm not sure how useful they'll be in the future, but hey, it's something, so you can go ahead and grab that. But make sure you've collected all your dark crystal rewards and completed this vent entirely, because we have about 11 hours left, and then this will be going away. So final warning, make sure you get that covered. In addition to the Vera Orienteering event, we also have a new Frontier Clash, and I forgot to mention this yesterday, but the Frontier Clash has shifted over. It is now Flame Resist, which is a big rip for everyone who pulled Cobalt B last week. We now have Flame Resist, so not going to be able to make too much use of that. Sad times. We also have Volt Charge Reduction, which will make it a little bit hard, but it's not too tricky overall. So this is going to be an okay week to get everything done. And following that, we also have the joint operation Golden Day Deep Sea Stronghold. That's right, we're getting Crow and King matrices, both very strong, as well as the gloves, which are very, very important, and bonus kicker pants, which is going to be very fantastic as well. So make sure you farm this one today with your vitality. It is very good to do. This is probably one of the better joint ops within the game, alongside of the Hyenas Arena, which is also very powerful in terms of the type of matrices that you can get. Alright, that's going to be pretty much everything for this one. Thanks for watching, I truly appreciate that. Make sure to subscribe, like, and hit the bell if you enjoyed this content or you feel that I deserve it. We are also going to have a Twitch live stream today at 5:30 p.m. EST, and we're giving away Tower of Fantasy in-game codes, so make sure to stop by at your chance to win Gold Nucleus and SR Relic Shard boxes. Thanks for your time and watching the video, and we will see you in the next one.